I do not have a little brother, but let's say I had a little brother, and my little brother was walking down the street, and someone was drinking alcohol, and they were drunk, and they ran over my little brother, right? And my little brother passed away. So let's say I was giving a speech as to why people should not drink and drive. So that story would be my personal anecdote, the story about my brother. And it's a very emotional story, and I'm sure it would change a lot of minds about drinking and driving. So let's go back, let's say this is 50 years ago when maybe they did not have these laws. Now, at the end of the speech, I want a takeaway. So I would say something like, so if you do not want to happen to your little brother or your son or your daughter what happened to my little brother, then you need to vote for me, because when I become president or I become the senator, I'm going to change the laws and make sure this never happens again. So what I'm telling you, there is action that you can take that will cause the change. So imagine people talking about pollution. Imagine people talking about war, right? They want peace. Well, that would be the takeaway. Let's change things. What are you going to do? So something that you can take from the speech and you can apply to your own life. That's what we mean by a takeaway. Is that clear? And I'll let Kyle or B maybe give some examples as well if they want to.
Kyle, what do you think?
Examples of takeaway. I would say.
Put you on the spot, but I'm trying to think too. But yeah, takeaways are when you give a speech and it's something that they can do. Like for example, let's say that I had a heart attack, and the reason I had a heart attack is because last year I taught every day, 366 days on the Sabbath, right? So then I would tell people, hey guys, remember to take a break. Once every 6 hours, please take a 30-minute break, because you can learn from my experience. I don't want you to have a heart attack and go to the hospital like me. So remember me when you're working like a worker bee, when you're doing the 996, if you're in China, the Jojo Leo, if you're trying to be a Hataraki Bachi in Japan, remember, George, take a break. Go ahead.
Okay. And I guess going along those lines, yeah, it would be important, and why the personal antidote kind of connects the topic together is it helps summarize the moral or the lesson of the story that you're telling, and being persuasive in doing so is key. And that sentimental value that you get from being included in the story, whether it's you personally or someone you know, can add weight to your words. Whereas if you're saying something that you don't genuinely believe in, you don't know much about, you can hear it in the tone of your voice that you're either shaky or not knowledgeable on the topic, so it kind of gives away credibility while you're speaking. So that's why having an antidote and personal antidote, and being able to make sure that someone that listens to you has something to take away is important, because you don't want them to feel like after, let's say you're giving a more elaborate, let's say it's a business sort of setting and you're giving like a presentation, and it's like 30 minutes long. You don't want after 30 minutes people to get up after you've talked and feel like they've learned nothing. So you want to make sure that you're using your time wisely, and so having a healthy command over your words is the best way to do so.
Also, I would like to add, okay, so like the speed would affect you everyone differently. That is why we ask people to give an anecdote, also statistics, and sometimes cultural reference. Yeah, so because I think people will resonate. Well, the speech will resonate to people. Like in Ryan's speech, he talks about joining winning marathons or participating or completing marathons. I do not although that's something to aspire for. Maybe it doesn't resonate with me because I don't like running. So what might resonate with me is the statistics he's given, you know. So if you want to make sure that you will have an impact on the majority of the audience, you want to give all three, logical structure, anecdote, and statistics. So that way, you can make sure that if my personal anecdote did have an effect on the audience, maybe my statistics would.
Well, these are the things that you want.
Go ahead, George.
Yes. So these are the things that you want your audience to remember. You want them to write them down in notes. You want, if they were talking to someone else about your speech and they were trying to change their friend's mind, those are the points that these people would be spreading to other people to tell them, hey, this is a good thing. Don't drink and drive. Or I used to love cats, but I heard George's speech. Now I prefer dogs over cats. I would never take a cat again. I'm on team dog. So that's what we mean by a takeaway. You're going to change people's mind, and you're going to give them points that they can use to change other people's mind. That is the key thing, or the thing you want to do with the persuasive speech. Okay? And we want you to know there are many different types of speeches. There's the testimonial. There are speeches where you equivocate. So let's say that there was a problem between Japan and South Korea, and you're America. You want peace because you're friends with Japan, you're friends with Korea. So you might give a speech, kumbaya. You're going to give a kumbaya speech. Why don't we hold the hands and get along? Let's eat some sushi with some kimchi, right? We want to get along, right? We're all friends here, right? So that would be a different from a persuasive speech. I mean, in a way, you're persuading them to have peace, but you're trying to find a compromise. But with a persuasive speech, you're not looking for compromise. You're looking for that job. You're looking for that scholarship. You want to change people's mind. You want that girl to marry you and not Kyle, right? So that's what you got to do. You got to change her mind. So stop thinking about Kyle. I know he's got a nice voice, but hey, who's here every day? Kyle is not here every day, baby. I'm here every day, right? So that's why I'm the one. I'm the one you want, okay? Just slide on into those DMs, right? All right, that's what we're talking about. See, that's a good example right there. Ignore his deep voice and listen to me, baby. I'm here every day. I'm here every day. That brother's too busy traveling around the world. I'm going to be right here with you, baby. Baby, in winter when it's cold, I'm going to keep you warm. That's right.
All right. Yes. So, guys, if you have other questions, you can write them in George's moments. George posts moments every day to engage English learners. This is another way to learn. You can write your thoughts about the pictures and make up a story, or you can also leave a voice note about the topic or about the pictures. If you want to make a story, you can also leave a voice note, and that way you get to practice your speaking skills, your writing skills. All right, guys, this is all free. Okay, all you need to do is just go to George's Moments and visit his read his moments and participate in the discussion in his moments. Okay, so guys, what are you waiting for? If you want to join the best the best group here on Hello Talk, we help each other elevate each other's English skills. So join our group, the speech group. If you want to participate in the speech contest, type 1 in the comments and one of our moderators will send you an invitation. Okay, so George.
Guys, thank you so much. Make sure to follow Kyle, follow B, follow all of our moderators like Lucky, Ferda, Gina, Tasneem, Nara. We've got a lot of good people who are here. They are students, but they are your student leaders because they're volunteers. They do the registration. They come up with the ideas for the speeches. I don't do the ideas for the speeches. It's everything that we do with the speech contest is by the students for the students. B, Leah, and I are just judges, but this is run by the students. We insisted on this, and we've been able to do 800 speeches plus so far since July of last year. We do this every day, 7 days a week, giving our students the opportunity to improve their pronunciation, their intonation, their vocal projection, the structure of their speech, as well as the content, okay? So we look forward to seeing you guys same time, same place tomorrow. And remember what I always say, okay? Sometimes you have to take one step backwards in order to take 2 steps forward. That's right. 1 step backwards to take 2 steps forward. The other thing that I love to say is cages, like a bird cage or a lion's cage. Cages are not made of steel. Cages are not made of iron. The cages that we live in are made out of our thoughts. So please remember to think outside of the box.